Check, check, check. All right. Let's see here. Yes, sir. Now, what is this? Try to get you a little bit better frame there. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I didn't stream yesterday because I did not feel like it. But I did do some work off stream and got some more work done on that upscaler, and took apart a PS4 because I was supposed to get 2 PS4s this weekend, and that's what we were going to work on, but one of them didn't make it, and I don't know. I just felt like working on something, so I worked on that, and it didn't get very far because apparently the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Fats all use different HDMI ports. But today we have this to start, and I'm pretty excited about this one because I've always wanted a Master System, and now I have one. So this one came from somebody up in Canada, and apparently, according to a nice little handwritten note he left me, this was his childhood console, and supposedly it mainly works, except sometimes it struggles to read game cards, and apparently I don't think the card reader, the card reader doesn't work on it. Looks like it's got its just general wear and tear, but all the pieces are here. It's in decent shape for its age, no major complaints. It's got the normal scratches and whatnot. Now, I didn't do my own due diligence here. I have a cheap AV cable for this thing, but I don't know what I did with it, and I've got to locate it because otherwise this is not going to work today, because I don't have, unfortunately, do not have spares for it or another way to hook it up. Well, I guess I could potentially maybe use my pound cable, but I don't think that would work. But I know I've got an actual, like, old school DIN for it, because I bought one. So I know I have it. I just got to find it. That's what we're doing right now. And I completely forgot to look for this off stream, so by the time I got to it, it would be ready. But my dumbass forgot. And here we are. But I cannot lose this one resistor. I need that. I think that's the Neo Geo screen that's broken. Finding all sorts of stuff, but not what I needed. And I don't know what the heck I did with that thing. This is going to be interesting, because if I can't find it, I can't work on this. Potentially, I can't work on this. Could try the... No, I wasn't smart enough to stick it anywhere else, was I? Nintendo. You should be... Maybe I threw it in here with the rest of the stuff? I have a box of... Yeah, no, I wasn't smart enough to do that. Okay, that's not gonna help. My Nintendo and the Retrovision cable, but unfortunately still no Sega cable. Maybe I got lucky and threw it in here. Doubt it. I'll check it anyway. I have a box of old Nintendo stuff. Game Boy stuff mainly. I may have thrown it in here. I was lucky. Game Boy Color shells. DMG shells. It's an old Game Gear. This is just all Game Boy stuff. I have an RF adapter for a Super Nintendo, but not finding what I really need. Well, this is bad news bears, because I had this cable somewhere. Well, that kind of sucks. Could fix this Game Gear today, maybe. Well, dang. Maybe we won't be working on the Master System today. Unfortunately. Which makes me sad, because that's really what I wanted to work on. Okay. Maybe we might get lucky and I stuck it with the other Genesis I've got down here. Just kind of waiting on. Very minor repair, but not in there. Boy, this is a riveting stream for y'all. Watch me fumble around in my parts bin until I figure out what I did with my crap. Okay. Well, that's not there. She is gone, Jen. Unless I'm just completely missing it over here somewhere. You know, the sad thing is, I think. So all my PS4 games, a tablet I'm never going to use again. Should probably just sell. Well, that sucks, dude. I don't really feel like having to order another one of these damn things. I'm gonna keep looking while you all keep being bored. Crap, though. I know this cable exists somewhere. It's just a question of freaking where. Unfortunately, I do not remember the last time I even saw the damn thing. Probably when I fix the Genesis that I currently use as my home unit. And now, unfortunately, cable is just vanished, which makes me very sad because I was very excited to work on this thing finally today, and I never thought to look for the damn cable. My poor cat is wondering what the hell I'm doing. So let's just take a look. Maybe I shoved it in the parts bin somehow, but I doubt it. I could. No, that's all just basically Nintendo Switch stuff. Yeah. Now let's just pull some stuff off around here. I don't remember seeing it when I rearranged this shelf last time. I'm still not seeing it now. Yeah. That is unfortunate. What the heck could I have done with the damn thing? Because there's really not much room for this place to go. Some of my Game Gear recapping stuff. Solder balls. That is kind of interesting. Completely forgot I had this, which is a power board for Game Gear. And that would also go with this. I'm finding everything but my damn cable. Screws? No, those are battery leads. Reballing jig and old capacitors and everything on this planet but the cable I need. What the heck is this? USB charge cable for an Xbox. Very interesting. Cool, just knocked over a pocket game. She gone, Jim. Well, I guess that's a lesson learned. Not everything is where you remember it. Look at that. If that's the fucking pesty box that I was looking for, I'm gonna be so pissed. It is. Son of a bitch. Huh. Well, if I can't find this, then I can't even work on it. Because it's quite literally the only way I have to hook it up. Well, I could try it the HDMI, but I don't think that'll work. I have a special HDMI adapter cable for my Genesis, but I'm not sure if that'll work for the Master System or not. So I'm going to keep poking around for just a minute or two more. We could try that. I don't know what I could have done with the damn thing, though. Let's take a look under here. She is gone. Oh, I feel dumb. I got myself all excited. It looks like I won't be able to play it. Yeah, I've got this thing. That's not really what I need. Cat's yelling at me, calling me a dumbass for losing this shit. She's not wrong. I wonder, did I leave it maybe on this chair? Sometimes I just lose my brain and don't put shit away. Look at that. What kind of pair of sweatpants that I'm missing? That's a pair of headphones. That's just going to be audio, right? Yeah. Just audio. Hello, cat. Hello. Well, dang. Had a thought I might have. I'm just finding all this random crap that I completely forgot I had. It's hilarious. But no AV cable yet. Still not finding that. On some Super Nintendo posters and inserts. Let's see if anybody's looking for them on the retro group. Okay, well, I might have to just call it on this one. I've literally found everything but the cable I need. That's what I get for making assumptions. Wait. Did I get lucky? Yes, I found it. Haha. Oh, I fucking found it. I don't know what that was doing. Plugged into it, unless I need that for the monitor. I might. Let's take a look here and see what we got. I do. Okay. So that goes to the monitor. So we got. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, thank God. Well, folks, you haven't figured out if my house is a freaking mess yet. You know now. Alright, so we've got a screen to show you crap with, sort of. I've got to plug it in first. Okay, let's stick you. I think y'all can see that. And I'll grab a little extension cord I got here. I think if I do this will let me have both the screen And the Sega plugged into the same outlet. Okay, we got blue on the screen now. If I remember right, the Master System comes with the built-in game. So let's just turn it on and see what happens. I need to change the source. I think just AV. No signal. Well, I've got a power system. I got power hooked. But it is not. Let's try a reset maybe. Turn it off, then on. Okay, let's try maybe. Definitely not going to be VGA. Definitely not HDMI. But yeah, I'm getting no signal. Okay. So I don't know if I need controllers plugged in or what. But we've got a couple games. We got a controller right here. Let's just do a couple things and see if we can't get this to work. It's probably, I was pretty sure this was going to work, but maybe I need a special. I'll look that up. I was pretty sure. Yeah, that's hooked up right. Okay. Okay. Definitely are hooked in, right? I'm pretty sure. I'll just try this just in case. Okay, that's not right. No change. Let's put you back into view. So, next thing I'm going to do is put in a cart. Now, it very well could be that the Sega Genesis video cable won't work for the Master System, but I was 99.9% sure it would. But I could always verify. So we got one of these loose carts here that came with the system. It came with a couple games in the cart. So this is Dynamite Ducks that we're about to put in. Okay. Slotted that in. Let's turn her on. Nothing. Okay. Well. Am I just an idiot? I am an idiot, folks. I'm a literal idiot. So, you know, one of the very most important parts about making sure things get signal is, well, you gotta make sure you actually plug the damn thing in. So we're gonna start this off with my original test, which I now just have to. Okay. Okay, so let's try this again. There we go. Oof. Alright, so we got a lot of audio feedback. That could just be the shitty monitor. Could be something broken. So let's see here. Welcome to the Sega Master System. To play, follow these instructions. Turn off power on power base. Insert card cartridge system. Turn power back on and enjoy. Okay, so there is a built-in game. It's like a little maze game. Okay, so the controller seems to be somewhat functional. Okay, so let's turn it off. Now, from what I can remember, the guy was telling me that sometimes parts work, sometimes they don't. I'm wondering if I need to recap this. I'll probably order a recap kit for it anyway. Now, it says push start button. Let's play it. Kinda. Let's see if I can't maybe just do that. Can y'all? Sorry if y'all see, but I mean the carts do seem to be working. Okay. Well, the controller is somewhat fine. A little mushy, but that could just be the Master System controller. Well, seems to be working just fine here. Let's do a reset. That's working. I mean, try. What's this pause button do? That pauses this in the game. Neat. Okay, I'll try reset again. It's working just fine. So let's try power off, power back on again. Well, no complaints in that so far. That's working just fine. So let's switch over to the card real quick, because he did include a single card game from what I remember. Yes, he did. And pull this out real fast. Kind of. Oh, that's amazing, Justin. Just freaking amazing. Broke the. Keep forgetting that 40 to almost 40-year-old plastic is pretty brittle, and I just ripped off the little tab there. That's okay. This one is a pretty common one. So, well, he actually individually wrapped the card too. So thanks for that, buddy. Very, very cool little feature of the system. These things never did catch on in the States. They're pretty big in Japan. So they're literally these credit card sized ROMs that you slide into the front of the machine right here. Okay. So let's that's set. I probably should have bought a second one. No, see, he's not kidding. So it could. Yeah, so it's definitely not. He wasn't kidding. It's not reading the cards. So, okay, let's try one more time. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think. Go look at it under the microscope, but I don't think I can actually get into the card to verify the card working. So let's just try one more time here. We're in. No. Okay, so the card is not functional. So we are going to need to take this apart. Okay, so we're going to unplug you, and then we will unplug the monitor as well and just get this off the bench for now. Stick you with the rest of the Sega stuff here. The only problem with this system, and there's the plastic tab I broke off, which is neat. The only crappy thing about this system is it is pretty big if you can't tell, so working on it's going to be a pain in the ass, but okay. Shove that off to the side. Let's see what we got here. Some coffee. So I've never opened one of these before, but these good things about these classic systems is that they're just so simple. So I'll flip her on over here. Just some Phillips, and I should be able to get to them with my fix-it screwdriver. I can. Okay. Don't think this has been open because these are pretty stiff, but from what I understand, this guy was telling me that this thing has literally sat in his like storage unit for years, so but it so far is matching up his description. There's really no complaints there. All the screws are here. All the oh, nope, he's missing one rubber foot. Actually, not even sure if I can get replacements for. Okay, so let's see now. Should just be able to maybe pop the stop off. Maybe. Okay. It's just a little crusty. Let's make sure. Oh. Okay. Yeah, she's just got the normal crusty stuff on the inside. Pretty standard here. LED. They didn't learn their lesson. Now, the Sega, it's a pain in the ass to get the LED off. So let's see if these screws are a different size. They seem to be. These do not. So that's one tiny little son bitch is top there, but the rest of these screws do all seem to be pretty uniform. Just want to get the motherboard out, and then we'll throw all these screws into a nice little jewelry bag. Probably should put some music on today, but I am not feeling like dealing with it right now. So there's two screws in that reset and that power switch, but I'm going to leave them there for the moment. Just focus on getting this RF shield off. I have one more. Board does look good from what I can see of it right now. This will get wiped down with some alcohol before I put it back on. All of those are good. There we go. Okay, no rust, just some cobwebs and, again, normal 40-year-old crap that you expect to see. So let's take a look real quick. I can see a lot of dirt and crap around the card port. Oh, that's a very interesting switch design. So these are the reset and the pause buttons, and they are they're literal just, wow. Man, old school electronics or something else, let me tell you. Okay, so we're gonna have to get her under the microscope and take a look around. I'm guessing, I don't see, well, that one might be a little bulged. Um, so let's see here. This is attached to the base. There's some screws lying around. Guessing, now are these the same size? I'm sure. See, this is what I miss. Just, besides that one screw, everything is uniform. So I can literally just toss everything into a single frickin' bag and then just pull them as I need them. I love that. Sony, why don't you do this? You are the worst offender. Okay, and then there's the one center of the console. Okay, does that give me access? It sort of does. I'm missing this screw, it feels like. Okay, so anything underneath? That's the power supply. I would imagine there's no screws underneath that RS shield. It could just literally be crust holding it, or I wonder, maybe. So we have two screws in the back here on the main cartridge port. Funny enough, they're in different color. Oh, slightly longer. So just have to remember that those go. Yeah, there we go. That's all we need to do. A little bit of tape in the middle, I guess, to insulate. I don't know what that's for, but okay. Well, very, very simple device. I'm guessing the tape is meant to insulate the rest of the PCB from that metal post. Okay, so let's just get the motherboard and let's put you back before I lose you. Okay, so now we have the whole console apart. We know that the card reader is not working. So the first thing I'm going to do is just inspect the area. And see what we could see. Sorry, I was lost in the sauce there. All right, let's get some autofocus going on. All right, so we can see obvious signs of factory flux. Ceramic cap. Now this is the game card reader. You can see all the crust right there, but I'm thinking, see, that's a, well, let's see here. Let's grab my Poke Jammy real quick. I'm just taking a look at all these traces and seeing if I could maybe see any obvious breaks or anything. Really. Capacitor looks okay. Once again, we got some crust and stuff, but just some really basic test points to, I guess, verify continuity, which I might have to do. That's looking a little... Yeah, I might just go through and reflow all these pins to start. Get that going. I mean, can't really hurt, honestly. So we've got the card reader pins right here for the port. They're looking a little dry. Yeah, look at that. Oof. Oh boy. Yeah, this, see, this right here, big old hole. I don't think it's the issue, but I mean, these are all looking cold and rotted. So it's not gonna hurt, and they don't really seem to be connected to anything. These are all connected. Those two are connected. That's connected. That's connected. That's a ground. But all these up top here, which is the back row, including these dry ones and these right here. Let's just take a look. Maybe they're... Okay, they're on the top layer. So alright, so that's where we start. First things first, we're just going to reflow all of these pins, and then we will test again. Squeeze out some flux. I'm going to go right to left here. I mean, everything else looks fine. There's definitely a whole lot of factory flux, but oh, I wanted to go do that before. So okay, we gotta promote ourselves a little bit better here. Usually pretty good about it, but oh, look at that. No 2 yards are the same. Thank you, freaking YouTube. So, you know, let us post in my retro community and let them know that I'm doing stupid shit with old consoles. Okay. Okay. Oh, it did let me do that. Alright, well, that should be enough self-promotion. Let's see. I'm gonna go do one more thing and then we can get the solder in here. Let's see. No, I needed to switch. Now I can do this. Okay, so let's get to work now. All right, and I gotta do one more thing here just so I can see all of the 0 viewers I have making 0 comments in my chat. So let's go. Let's grab these screws before I do something stupid and lose them all. Because it looks like I almost lost one. So let's just do this real fast. That way, when I go to put it back together, everything in one spot. Oop, almost lost that guy. I have a good history of losing one screw lately, or dropping it at the very least. Been lucky in finding them. Thankfully, they've been pretty big, but I've lost them before that size, so let's just bag them up. Alright, bagged and tagged. Cool. Off to the side. So let's get to work here, and we're going to just add in some fresh leaded solder to all of these pins and call it a day. Clean up and then test again. So, okay, let's, it's a little shaky because wait a minute. I don't really want to be desoldering anything. But sorry, I gotta do this. Okay, it's fine. Except for that giant bridge, but we'll clear that up real fast here. Just felt like the pins just disappeared on me. There we go. Okay. Too much solder on this tip. So let's basically, oh, I could smell all the retro on this. What is going on here? It's just kind of blobby and like I've, huh. So you can see how like the freaking solder is like boiling, but it's weird. I've never really seen it do that before. Oh, you know what my problem is? No, that's fine. Never mind. I had to severely, and I mean severely, bump up the temperatures on this iron the other day to work on a PS4 because unfortunately they are very thick boards. Let's see, this one needs more solder. So this one. Just makes me wonder if it's like just the new solder mixing with the old. And I mean, I can't remember when they switched over to using unleaded solder, but yeah, it could very well be just a chemistry thing. Yeah, I still need to go through and retouch some of these pins. Like, they just don't seem to be taking the solder very well. Could also maybe switch my tip to something a little bit thinner. Yeah, see, it doesn't like that. Such a simple job. You'd think that I really shouldn't struggle with this, but I've literally never seen solder react like that before. I mean, I could definitely smell something funky on this thing. Yeah, it's just so weird looking, man. Like, see how that's like that though? Like, I've never seen it like. It's so weird. What is going on? I've never, like, just not had it. Like, that's just, like, all that's so weird. I mean, we're going to have to probably go over these again, I'm guessing. Maybe I'll use a smaller tip, too. Maybe that'll help, but I'm not sure. But see, like, all right. Well, let's give her a clean real quick and then just inspect. But I'm guessing I'm going to have to do this over again. Maybe I should have cleaned before I soldered. Not really too sure on that one. Let's grab a cotton swab real quick. Just kind of try try to go over the... This is why I need to get some lint-free cotton buds. See all the craggy... Okay. That should be okay. Just clean up everywhere I can. Now, yeah, we could see how, like, this is still looking a little cold. This is all super craggy. That's still a little cold. What up, Felchi? This is a Sega Master System, and it is behaving very odd. It is behaving very odd with these solder joints looking so weird. Alright, let's try to fill this guy in real quick. Just a tap-tap-a-roo, I guess. Tap-tap-a-roo on you. And then maybe another tap-tap-a-roo on this guy. Okay, looking good, sort of. Alright, now... I don't know, it's kind of funny because Sega lost this console war to Nintendo, but the Sega actually has better hardware, surprisingly. It just failed miserably in the States. And I've always wanted one. And I got a pretty decent deal on this guy. It wasn't the greatest, but came with a bunch of like packaged games and the light gun and a couple controllers, which I guess the controllers are starting to get kind of expensive. Alright, so let's see here. I think I should just be able to, shouldn't have to assemble. No, I could. That's the other thing I'm probably going to need to figure out how to do. This card slot's looking a little dirty, and I could very well, I don't think they go on like this. Right? So this is, yeah, it could very well just be a lot of dirt on those contacts too. Okay, so we got power here. Now we're gonna need to grab our monitor. Controller. Okay. Let's go through this monitor crap again. Separating out the controller. Don't really need that to test. So I wanted to plug the monitor in first and then power. So I don't zap myself by accident. So this is the monitor. This is the worst. I've got to figure out a better setup for this. Okay, so at least y'all can see. True. Nintendo may have had better software But the Master System actually had a much more powerful graphics processor and slightly better sound stock. And their Japanese library was a little bit better than the American library. Sega just never. They struggled in the States. You know, I had a Genesis growing up, but most folks had a Super Nintendo. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to fry anything, so I'll hold the monitor. Maybe we'll do this. Okay, power's on. Here we go. Here we go. Nah, still not reading the card. Still not reading that card. So, okay. Okay. Pull all this out. Pull the card out so I don't break anything. I'll just shove all this down here. I'm going to try cleaning the card port, which is probably the first thing I should have done. I always jump right into soldering. Now, let's see here. You know, it's kind of funny, though. The Game Gear there, Felchi, is technically just a portable Master System. And that one didn't do too bad. This is not really getting in the port, but unfortunately, I don't really know how I would get in there. Probably have to. Well, you know what? Got some acid brushes here. This might not be too bad, but at least get in there further. Just basically kind of see if maybe I can dislodge any crap in there. Alright, so let's maybe take a peek with the microscope here. And it's gonna be a little difficult because I might have to pull. Let's see here. Bright light, bright light. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the old lap trick here. I'm gonna pull the cart board off a little bit and let's see if we can't. I mean, we could see there's some crud in there, but the pins look mostly okay. Hold on a minute, this stupid fucking thing. And we could see that crud in the corner there, but I was mainly concerned about corrosion on the actual pins. So we need to maybe focus down here instead. There we go. It's hard as crap to see in here though. Now the other thing is the board might need a total recap. But I'm not too sure on that yet. wouldn't be a bad thing regardless. Pull that junk out real fast. I mean, they do feel kind of crusty, but not bad. So these are the actual, like you can see the bumps right back here are the actual contacts, and I can't get the pick like that, so I'm just, yeah, those are all looking okay. All right, let's maybe use the card as a little bit of a, what we could do is drop a little bit of alcohol on the card and the floor, and maybe just kind of insert, pull in and out. Now the other thing, the other crappy thing is it very well could just be the game card is just dead. And since I don't have any other cards to test with, really wouldn't be able to know. Okay, well, cleaned her out, so let's maybe give her another try here. Simply because, you know, sometimes just a basic, very basic cleaning is all you really need to do with these old consoles and ones that struggle to read games, because a lot of times it's just dirt in that, in the connector, the cartridge slot reader. Oh, I'm pulling on the wrong cable. No wonder the power's not coming up. I'm gonna have to do some continuity testing after this. Y'all can't see, but man. Huh. Well, now I'm not getting any power. That's interesting. Oh. Took a while. Hey folks, that would be a working card reader. Okay. And I know y'all can't really see that, but we're gonna turn it off again and then try one more time here. Let's do this. See, blue screen, black screen. There's the Sega logo, Master System, working card reader. All right, well, we're gonna put her back together here. Okay. Well, so very, very, very well could have just been some dirty contacts. So I couldn't really honestly tell you if my reflow did anything. Those solder joints were definitely cold and needed some love. However, I really just don't know if I did anything. That the cleaning didn't fix. Because that card port was definitely pretty crusty. But yeah, there's no reason to fix what ain't broke, so to speak. So we're gonna set the circuit board aside real quick and take a look at the plastics, give them a good rub down. Love a good rub down. So Felchi, I'm pretty close to shipping your PS4, but I got screwed by Amazon because I was supposed to get some replacement parts for that controller I want to give you, or sell along with the console. And they were supposed to be here yesterday. And guess what? They dropped the ball yet again. And they won't be here till Monday now, most likely. Which really bothers the crap out of me because I pay them all that money for Prime. Want my stuff. And I had ordered that with plenty of time to get here by Saturday, and they still screwed it up somehow. So hopefully I'll probably fix those controllers off stream because they're not too terribly exciting. They just need to have the button flex replaced on them. And once I get that button flex replaced and I can verify you have everything you need for a working controller, I will package that up and get it sent to you. Okay. So we're just doing a basic little dust clean here just to kind of turn my soldering iron off. Yeah, I know, Felchi, but this has been taking me too long. And I think part of my problem is that I've really kind of only been doing work on the weekends, and maybe I need to stop doing that because I seem to have a lot of decent content to stream. Where before I was saving everything because I was kind of worried I wouldn't really have anything to stream on the weekends. But I seem to have a backlog now, so I should probably focus on getting some stuff moved. All right, so that's just kind of decrudified somewhat. Doesn't have to be. This is going to be mine, so I don't really care too much about making it absolutely spotless. All right, so this guy comes in, sits over that middle post, right? Everything is in the right spot. But yeah, I want to get you your console, man, because you deserve to play your Bloodborne. I still have yet to open my case, my copy. Do I have that right? You know, I did this, and now I don't. Oh, no, it's not right. It's got to go like this. There we go. Okay. So this is it's hard for you to see because I did that off camera, but the back of the console goes like this because this is the expansion port. Yeah, it's looking a little rough back there, but not too bad. Okay, so now I've got to pull my screws back out. But yeah, but we're getting close in your PS4, and I think I could still cut you a pretty good deal. I think I could fit that in a medium ship rate box too, which means I could probably get the shipping down to about $15. I'm hoping, and I think I can get that console to you for $90, and then $25 for the controller. So, 115, so like 130 ship maybe. It's a pretty good deal. Wish it could be better. Unfortunately, the extra deal that came through that I thought was going to be better was full of cockroaches. Otherwise, you would have had a really nice PS4 Slim for pretty much the same amount of money. But that thing was a literal freaking biohazard, so nope. Not subjecting anyone to that. Today I just had the retro itch today. I just wanted to work on simple boards, you know, nice simple boards. Kind of pulled the PS4 Slim apart yesterday off stream and pulled the HDMI port to realize that my replacement HDMI port wasn't going to work for that particular model, so I am now waiting on new ones. But next week I'll have a couple more PS4s and maybe get back to doing a switch or two, because I kind of miss working on switches. And I've got a couple that definitely need some serious attention. Okay. I love the way these old boards look, man. I mean, they're just so cool. Like, you know, freaking these quad packs with actual legs, and the freaking RAM, the CPU is quad pack as well, and everything just makes sense. It's all labeled. Well, I guess they're not really labeled, but no, they're not labeled. Wait, are those? That's a screw. I think the other one's just an indexer. I think that should do it. I'm double checking. That looks to be the case. Now before we move on, let's go ahead and decrustify some of this stuff a little bit. You know, it's funny. I bought that PS4 for the same reason that you want to play it, Felchi, which is Bloodborne. And you know what's funny? I still haven't played frickin' Bloodborne. I have a copy of it. I just haven't actually fired it up and played it yet. I did start playing The Last of Us, though, which is another one that I really wanted to try out. You know. Yeah, we're just kind of decrustifying this power button here, and then there's some crust on it, and I think I'm going to do the same thing for these controller ports here. I mean, just at least get some alcohol in them. Just kind of scrubbing them with a toothbrush. That should at least dislodge any dirt. So I think the system didn't pull apart too well because it was pretty crusty, and I can definitely see that crust now. Let's go ahead and kind of maybe decrustify these edges here. Probably should be using a toothpick to do this instead of metal. And I'm kind of, oh yeah, you hear all that? That is gunk, literal gunk. 30-year-old gunk. It's old enough to buy a beer. Who would you vote for, gunk? You a Trump voter? Tells me dirty gunk like you would vote for Trump. Alright, so I'm gonna go get myself a toothpick. Or a couple of toothpicks here. And we're gonna pick away at some of this crap. Okay, let's see here. I'm just gonna basically rub a toothpick. Yes, it is literally just gunkified. It's kind of nice. It's a satisfying feeling, honestly. Must have been, I wonder if he got like some Coke or something. Because the funny thing is this board, it smells so sweet. Like it really smells like a soda was spilled on it. You know, I'm smelling it. I'm like literally smelling the PCB, and it smells like sweet, like unnaturally sweet. But I mean, it could just be old cleaner. Could be, I don't know. It's a very strong, like almost like Pine Sol sweet, which I guess is, I don't know. Maybe y'all don't consider that to be sweet, but I love the smell of Pine Sol. Okay, just rub this along this edge real quick. Okay, that one came up pretty clean. But the Q-tip definitely is kind of, I mean, hard for you to see maybe, but that's pretty grody. Cool. All right, well, that's good enough for me. Again, this is for me, so I don't have to go too crazy with it, but I do want to kind of clean it up some. And yeah, there's a minimal amount of rust on it, but okay, so let's see here. I went too fast. So let's see. I've got basically all of the, yeah, all of the ones on the edge were premature. Felt kind of what I was thinking when I was doing them, but live you learn. Literally my first time taking this apart, so. But a very, very, very easy fix. And that's kind of the great thing about a lot of these old consoles is so many of them just needed good cleaning. Now I did. Now maybe I'll work on that next instead of that Sega, but we'll figure that out. So somebody on Reddit, on the console repair forum that I posted on Reddit, sold me a Super Nintendo for $12. Whole $12. Am I missing anything? That one looks pretty good, yeah. And it was definitely a $12 Super Nintendo because the case is absolutely knackered and is useless. But he says it's got the black screen of death. Now, unfortunately, with Super Nintendos, black screen of death, a lot of times is a dead PPU, which is the graphics processing unit. So there's a very, very, very good potential that this is just a dead board. But, and I say that, the CPU on it is worth more than what I paid for it. So at the very end of the day, if I have to, I could just sell parts off of it and make money back if that was my goal. What I really wanted to do with that is I have a friend named Steven who has bought a whole lot of Nintendo Switches off of me, or at least facilitated the sale of a lot of Switches off of me. And he had mentioned a while back that he was interested in a Super Nintendo. And so I was hoping I could get him the console for, like, pass it along if I didn't have to sink too much money into it for this pretty much the same that I paid for it. But I do know it does need a new case, and those are pretty much unobtainium. Okay, so we've got the shielding in place. Now, 1, 2. I feel like I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are good. So I'm going to take this and stick this on the ground real quick. And then we're going to pull off the top shell. Now, the top shell, it's hard for you to see, but yeah, see all that light tan stuff? Yeah, it's pretty crusty right now. So we're going to go ahead and clean this some. Now, I don't know what this stuff is. Could this be the mystery? Oh, it just looks like dirt. Caked on dust, maybe. So let's just go ahead and do what we always do. Get a little bit of alcohol and just scrub. Now, unfortunately, getting into these things is going to be a real pain in the butt. So all along the label here in the back of the cartridge slot is pretty grody. So we're going to take a toothpick and really clean all this out. It's pretty dusty. Most of this is coming up with just the alcohol. That's good. Let's just go ahead and deep clean it, so to speak, and just kind of get all the crud out of these crevices. Now, the pause and the reset aren't actually spring-loaded buttons per se. They, as we saw, the switches are actually very, I won't say they're a unique design, but it's not very common to see on consoles where you're used to tactile switches or momentary switches. So that was very neat to see. The leaf spring design, so to speak. I don't think I've ever really encountered that so far on a console. Most of the buttons I've seen are your traditional spring setup. So there's just some of this crust is just, I might have to just, I didn't buy any compressed air, unfortunately, so I don't have anything to blow it out with today. So I might have to come back here next week or some other point, really kind of blow it out, because these holes that I'm scrubbing through right now, they're not straight holes. I'll show you in a second. So I don't really have good access to them. I'm gonna have to get some better cleaner too, because the alcohol is kind of streaky. Oops, did not want to do that. I don't want to break this, so I'm just kind of trying to scrub the cartridge slot here. little cotton bud here. Very gentle pressure on the underside of this, so I don't want to break anything. Okay. So you could see, like, it's got this kind of like vented design, so the holes don't go straight back, which I guess is good because I don't want anything really to drip onto the circuit board. So now the card, yeah, we could see like there's just all this crust around the card reader. So I don't know what happened per se, but it definitely just does look like something was spilled. Which, you know, if you're a kid playing video games, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, so to speak. But we're gonna do our best to decrustify the card slot. It looks good. Everything else looks fine. Just, you know, your normal dust on the inside of this. So we'll just quick little rub down here just to maybe clear up anything. Otherwise, it looks okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to get a better plastic cleaner and rubber down with it. I really wanted to be, you know, I could go get some Meguiar's plastic polisher. Otherwise, looking pretty decent. Got some crust here in the crevices of the card reader slot again. Just kind of scraping away. More crust right here. We might as well give it a nice, as much of it clean as I can while I'm here, you know. So I don't think a follow-up video on this would be too entertaining. Oops, broke my toothpick, so let's just get another one here. Alright. Okay, so that's probably going to be as good as I'm going to get this for now. I really, see, like I completely missed this side. So let's get this. So there's some crust right there. These are not vented, just indents. So it should be slightly easier to clean here. Yeah, that one went a lot easier. Anything on the other side, same thing on the other side. Alright, let's wipe her down. I still see some crust here. Oh man, my mat is just filled with. Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to 100% gonna have to rub this mat down before moving on to my next project here. Alright, let's just go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just gonna All this places where I can see kind of a tan. I know it's off camera, but it's so awkward. Okay. I cleaned up quite nice. Other side still needs a little loving, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Just kind of loosen things up with the toothpick, and then we'll re-scrub with the toothbrush. So hard to get this in frame just because of the angle that I've got to hold it at to see. Yeah, I need to get some like legit plastic cleaner or something that doesn't leave streaks like the alcohol does. But alcohol is a very good solvent, so definitely a pretty good choice for removing crust. Yeah, see, I still see signs of crap everywhere, but we'll have to get like a better cleaner or something. I'm gonna call that good for now. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about something that's gonna sit in my own personal collection. All right. So you got the final 6 screws to place in. Yeah, so I'm still kind of like flabbergasted the way that solder behaved. So weird. I'm never really, maybe my temps were just too high for this board, or I'm usually very comfortable working at 400 degrees Celsius, but I've never seen it wet the way that it wetted. Maybe I should have just removed it and then reflowed it with something better. But I'm hoping the chemistry mixture will be fine. Alrighty. Well, there she goes. So of course, now that we've got her put back together again, that means we do have one final test just to verify we are working, and then I will put her back in the box until I could figure out just exactly where I'm going to stick this in my collection, because she is a very chunky console. Very, very, very chunky. Okay, and then we're going to grab our video. And then we'll take a card, since the card was the one that wasn't working before. Plug that in. And then the only thing I do want to double check is I'm going to grab this controller, and I'm going to make sure the controller works with the card. Which I'm wondering, maybe I should have done that before I put it back together. Alright, here we go, folks. Got a black screen. There's the Master System logo. Ooh. Nope. So controls don't seem to be working. Yeah. The pause button works. The reset button. Huh. Very weird. It now is. Maybe it was not started in a demo mode, maybe? Ooh. This is like... Ooh. Very interesting. Now, I am going to look into a recap kit for this and see if that fixes the audio issues, or it could just be this crappy-ass screen. But the cards worked, so that's a good thing. So let's put this back in the box here, and then we're going to put in a cartridge again. Now, it looks like the holder for this is also broken, so that's probably why it was packaged with some... Oops, did not want to do that, but... Alright, so the card itself had some of this bubble wrap in there, and I think I'm going to put it back just to keep it from bouncing around. It should act... Yeah, that'll keep it in one spot. So let's just try... Maybe we'll go through all of the carts too, make sure all the carts work. Man, that freaking audio hum is horrible. Alright. Okay. So Dynamite Ducks works. Let's grab some more games here. We know that works. We got now, if I'm remembering right, this Zillion game that I'm looking at right now is actually supposed to be pretty good for the system. So let's take a look. Ooh, it's even got the manual. Box is a little beat up in the back with the plastic kind of ripped and unglued, but still pretty cool to have the original packaging. Cartridge is definitely a little beat up here, but otherwise okay for, you know, something that's damn near 40 years old. Alright, power on for you. Okay, so now this cartridge isn't working. Okay, so let's stop it now. It was something he was saying that every once in a while the cartridge wouldn't work. Oh. Okay. So maybe I should clean the cartridge slot reader. But this was the game I was thinking of. Come on. Okay, so that seems to be working. If I do a reset. Reset didn't want to work. Reset again. No. It's either a cartridge thing or... Okay, that's fine. What if I hit reset again? So it doesn't want to reset with the cartridge. It's the button's definitely working because it's... Now, very well could be the cartridge slot. Okay, so that's working. Let's go try Dynamite Ducks again here. And see if the reset works on that. Okay, so it very well could be just the game. Let's go ahead and try another game. Now I could just... Well, that happened. Anyway, now I had a Safari and Duck Hunt, or hang on. So here's Zillion. So Zillion might need some attention. So we'll just put you back in your box just for now. And we'll grab this one, which is 2 games in one. Hang On and Safari Hunt, which I think was the pack-in for this system. So unfortunately, a Safari Hunt is a light gun game. I will unfortunately not be able to test it or the light gun until I can find someone who actually has a CRT monitor. And do I actually have... see, like, this one's doing it too. So this is back. So it's... No, that one's not working. Let's turn it off and try it again. I could just be dirty contacts. I could just be that cartridge slot needs the answer. That one's not working. Period. Let's reseat it. Very well could just be the cartridge. No, this one's not working at all. Okay. I had some more. Now I'm gonna just do this real quick just to verify, but I mean, Dynamite Ducks has worked every time. That seems like it's loading. Software error. Okay. I think I am going to pull this apart again and clean the cartridge slot reader. Software error. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, you can wind it up. Okay, and then does the reset work? So the reset's fine. So that's weird. It's got to be just a... It's got to be just a dirt thing, I'm guessing. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and keep trying the games that I've got. I know thought I had a couple more packed in here somewhere. And one more. The RF reader, yeah. Okay. We have one more game to try out. This one is Penguin Land. All right, Penguin Land. Are you going to work? Let's try you out. No. Penguin Land does not work. Penguin Land works. Let's see if it plays. Reset's okay. See, I don't know, man. These graphics to me are way better than Super Nintendo. Oh, is this like a load runner? Oh, I think I remember this game. Oops, I lost. Stupid game. Okay, so basically I think what I need to do is break that. Then I could drop this down, maybe? Then I've got to come down. Oh, okay, so can I can't break up. Oh, okay. Can I move you? I can. Can I just... So why did I... Oh, I just died. Well, so this is somewhat working? Yeah, I didn't like that. The reset button seems to be very hit or miss with the system, and I'll do some research on that to see if that's just a system thing, because it could very, very well could be just a software thing, not liking it. But we're working again. So this one's working. So I'm just wondering if maybe, what I'm going to do is I'll pull apart. I'm going to try hanging on one more time. Okay, so Penguin Land seems to be fine. Now, the Dynamite Ducks and Penguin Lands, 2 bird games. Now, I'm looking at the cartridge here, and I'm seeing it looks okay, but we'll get another microscope and check it again. Yeah, see, this is not working. So let's take the cartridge apart first, and then we'll take the system apart, because I think I'd rather deal with 2 screws than 8 million. So let's just put you down the side here. All right, now I did actually want to clean this up a little bit before I moved on. It's all just crud that's come out. Oh, I got the hiccups. All right, so 2 screws. Excuse me, this is gonna be fun. All right, under the microscope you go. Let's take a look at the solder joints first. Well, we don't really solder joints look okay. These look pretty cruddy, very, very worn. So I guess we'll start with a clean. Could just be I mean, they're very worn, but they don't look terrible. And this side was looking worse, but same thing. Like, you know, they might just be too worn, but to me it says there's enough brass on them. I mean, we'll do some continuity testing. These fucking hiccups are gonna kill me. I fucking hate hiccups. All right, so we're doing continuity mode here, which is basically when I've got a connection between my leads, it beeps. So we're gonna start off by just testing. So this pad right here should be connected here all the way through. Same thing for this guy. So I mean, these are all telling me that the soldering is good and the pads are fine. These are a little dirty, but I mean, I'm not really seeing anything that's telling me that. It's so weird though. Let's see here. It's just a via. I mean, I could reflow the pins, but they honestly look just fine to me. Capacitor looks fine too. Like, not bulged or, well, maybe it is a little bulged. I can't tell actually if that's bulged or if it's just, I don't think it's bulged. I think it's fine. And let's see here. What does it say? It doesn't really give me a, surprisingly, I don't really see the actual capacitance listed on it, which is kind of odd for electrolytics. There it is. So it's 10 volt, 47 microfarad. And we've got positive on the left. So I mean, I could potentially, maybe try this. Let's see. Usually you have to take these damn things out of circuit, so this is just kind of a shot in the dark here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure because this is in circuit, it's not really wanting to test for me here. I mean, it's, yeah, see, that's telling me 85, yeah, which is probably, yeah, now this is telling me 55 microfarad, which is right on top of where that's supposed to be. Now, that's a capacitor, but is it a non-polarized cap? I mean, I know it's a ceramic. I guess it's got to be non-polarized if it's ceramic. It's giving me the same value, 55 microfarad, and if I flip it around the other way, yeah, that seems like it's fine. Context warm. I mean, maybe the ROM could be dead. soldering does look good. No corrosions on the pin. This all looks fine to me. I mean, I could reflow it, but I don't think that's really the problem. Because if it was, I wouldn't really have continuity. And so, like, if I go from, if I just touch the top of the pin here, yeah. So I'm showing that I've got continuity. I don't, yeah, I don't see. I really don't see the soldering to be a potential issue here. Yeah. I mean, and you can do the same thing, right? I can come down. So this guy goes to this pad, right? I got it. So if I touch the leg, yeah, see, like the soldering is fine. I'm kind of trying to test in the worn spots too, just to verify that. But if I'm getting continuity, yeah. So we'll see if maybe my clean job did it. I'm thinking it's probably the ROM on this is dead. I mean, the other ones did work. Some of them were a little touchy, but they worked. So, I mean, I could go in there, maybe I'll go in there. Maybe I'll, just for grins too, I'll pull it apart again. And we'll clean the cartridge slot reader now. That is a good point. I was dumb. Didn't realize it goes like this. Can I fit the other way? No. Thank God Sega's smarter than I am. Okay. Only goes in one way. Only goes in one way. So I'm not going to bother putting this one on stream. I'm just going to test on the floor real quick. Because I'm probably going to just, I don't know why I didn't do this before, but I'm going to pull it apart again. And I am just going to clean out the cartridge slot connector. Let's just try this real quick. Okay. So I'm getting this software error now. Let's try a reset. Didn't fix it. So that's better than before. I'm guessing I'm guessing that once I clean out the cartridge slot. There we go. So just so you folks can see that I'm not lying to you. Here we go. Now it's working. Sort of. It just died on me, but yeah, it's struggling still, but it's I'm guessing it's just dirt. I'm guessing it's still just dirt. That is my ultimate expectation here, is that it is just dirt. And given the age of the system and the amount of crap that I've cleaned out of it from being so old, that honestly kind of tracks. So let's just do what I should have done to start, which was clean a goddamn cartridge connector. And we'll try again. And I mean, it's just the one cart that's really giving me the headache, but we just got that working after it cleaned. So I'm thinking if I just go ahead and do the do the needful here and actually get this cleaned out. Yeah, this thing's cool though. So cool. I've always wanted one of these things. Even when I was a kid, I thought they looked so cool, and I loved the box art, and they had 3D glasses, and I thought it had a much cooler light phaser than the Zapper. And am I missing a screw? No. No screws missing. Oh, it's just kind of a sticky system, I suppose. Okay, so put this down here real quick. Then, we're just gonna, I'm just gonna make my life easier. I was thinking about just leaving the shield on so I didn't have to screw it all back down together again, but I'm thinking that's being too lazy. Let's just do it right. I won't need to pull the PCB out, so all those screws can stay intact. Just need to go around this thing. All the edge screws are what holds on the metal shielding, and then there's one in the top center here that actually screws into the RF shielding for the power supply, or the RF modulator, or both. Probably both. But I think I am going to order myself a recap kit. And then that way I can potentially fix some of the audio issues, because I bet you I have the capacitors, but I don't know. So we need to grab you, and then I need a toothbrush, and the toothbrush I had is on the floor. Let's just go ahead and douse you with some alcohol, and then we're going to clean the contacts as best as I can here. Clean these while I'm here. So I did have another brush that skittered away on me. God dang it. Kind of needed that. And it just decided to disappear on me. I took that with me as well. Okay. Where did you go? I just saw you. There you are. There you are. So this little acid brush right here, good for kind of getting all the way in the bottom. Bad because the bristles on this, they tend to break off pretty easy. Okay, so now go ahead and maybe just take a quick poke, see if we see anything. I mean, They all look pretty good to me. I really wouldn't be surprised. Really wouldn't be surprised if it was just the cart. So what I'm doing now is basically just kind of using the cartridge itself to dislodge and clean any crap. Okay, and so let's see if we're getting the same now. Is it going to be more of the same, or are we going to get you to work? What's going to be the case here? Literally created a gigantic mess out of this, though. Oh, don't want to do that. That was not fun. There you are. I don't really want to break these Master System controllers because from what I understand, they are getting to be harder to find and quite expensive. So I'm just going to do all this off camera in a sense. I'm just verifying because we know for a fact that we got the software to load, but started garbling on us. Okay, that's working. So I'll just show you. No garble. I think we're good. So does the reset work? Doesn't look like it. Try it one more time. I think it was just a dirt issue. Yeah, it seems to be fine. So I'll turn it off. I'm going to plug my controller in now. And we'll put her all back together again. Okay, so what does it say for me to do here? Alright, to start hang on, push the right side button of the control pad. Well, look at that. She's working just fine. Okay, cool. Just fine. Cool. So I think it was just a dirt issue, honestly. We cleaned the cartridge. We cleaned the cartridge slot. It went from not reading to garbled to fully functional, as far as I can tell. Unfortunately, I cannot test Safari Hunt, nor can I test the light gun. Although maybe in the future, if I can, might try and source a CRT at some point, because I think it would be kind of cool to have one. Just don't really have the room for them, so to speak, right now. So it's not on my radar, so to speak. So let's just kind of clean up the Master System cabling here. Okay. Okay. Toss you back in the box. Okay, and then you can come back down because we're going to need you for the next project I'm working on. But very, very, very cool. I can go ahead and write this guy an email on eBay, or just a message on eBay, and thank him for a very lovely console at a very good price. Paid a little more, little tiny more than I probably should have. Not much. I don't, he wasn't asking too much. I think it was like a good chunk of it was shipping. You know, it was a pretty hefty box with a lot of stuff in it. So I'm not upset about the shipping cost because also it was international, even though it came from our northern neighbors up north, side of the Bude, and I thought he was pretty reasonable. I think he only wanted like $20 for the shipping or something like that. I think I paid $150 for 2 controllers, power brick, RF adapters, system. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2. Well, what was it? Hang on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games and a zapper. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. And I got the boxes with some of them, and some of them even came with a manual, which is pretty cool. So all in all, just a very neat little experience. Add to my collection, and I think personally, it's kind of cool and a little bit more nostalgic for me that this is somebody's childhood system. So it's cool for me that I basically kind of revitalized someone's past in a sense. A big part of the reason that I got into this was to breathe life into systems that were no longer functioning and that were most likely headed for a landfill, and they could just be, like in this case, cleaned. Cleaned. That's all it took was a little bit of alcohol. And I say that maybe a little bit of solder on this one too. But even the soldering that I did on this was so basic that anybody trying to get into this hobby would have been able to do this. So, if you're out there and you're watching this and you're wondering if you can do it, you absolutely 100% can do this. This is just nothing but spending time learning how to troubleshoot. Soldering is a mechanical skill that anybody can learn, and all it takes, like with anything else in this world to get good at, is just practice. And I will reiterate all this with saying that if you do get in this hobby, I suggest approaching it in a way that's not geared towards you want to make a living off of it. Because in my opinion, it's going to be pretty difficult to make a living off of it. Oh, I almost forgot a single screw. Thank God I just saw that. You can make some money, and I've made some money. Like, not fuck you money, but money. Enough money to keep floating more purchases. And sometimes that's all you really need. Just keep funding projects and get better and better and better. And eventually you start wasting less money, and you're going to get skunked on a couple of things here and there, but you'll start recognizing projects that you can definitely have a good shot at versus ones that are just going to be a complete waste of money. Come on, man. Yeah, the shielding is not cooperating with me here. I might actually have to... I think I have to do this one first. Let's pull off this side. I hate these things are so thin that they just deform if you look at them wrong. Oh wait, no, that's not right. So I might just undo all of my work here and start with that screw. I gotta hit up my homeboys and figure out this. They all bought this micro screwdriver, and I'm thinking I would like to get one too, because this manual stuff is for the birds. For the birds. Come on. Alright, so basically that. Now I can screw you in. I think that'll keep everything nice and There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, stripped it a little bit, but not bad. All right, and now we can get the rest of you in. I thought I had saved this guy's note, but maybe I tossed it. I don't know. He wrote me a very nice handwritten note, which I know I've mentioned already, but I just thought that was really cool that he took the time to go out and do that. And so I am going to take the time to reach out to him and let him know that I have repaired his childhood console. And to thank him for the very wonderful deal. And that someone else now is going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this. I hope my microphone's still working. I've been having problems with it lately. Oh, it's still up. Okay. Battery on it tends to go after a few hours, and I've been live for 2.5, so I probably got about another hour out of it before I got to change it out. Okay, and the piece de resistance. Alrighty. Last 6. The last ones. I know it is probably amazingly riveting content to watch somebody screw fasteners into posts, but you know, all part of it. Gotta get done by somebody. So this is console 361-570-52. So 36 million. So this is a pretty high serial number Master System. Much more popular in Europe. In Japan, actually, I think it was most popular in Japan. Yeah, that's kind of sad that Sega always has been. They've always been the slightly better choice, but just like Nintendo is they've just got the marketing game down. They understand that more than any other video game. Sony's up there. Microsoft don't count. But you know, if you take a look at all the rest of the Japanese consoles that were in the late 80s and early 90s, like NEC with the TurboGrafx, SNK with the Neo Geo, they never could figure out how to market it properly. And on the Neo Geo also had the lovely problem of being absurdly freaking expensive. So unless you were FU rich, you were not going to own one. Or if you did, at best you'd have like one game for the damn thing, because the games cost like, you know, $300 or $400 in 1991 money a pop. I think the system was also like $700, $700 in 1991 money a pop. So that is, in case you were not familiar with inflation, a lot of money. So, man, this is a really cool one to get, because actually I was just watching a video from a YouTuber I do enjoy. His name is Metal Jesus Rocks. If you have not seen him, go search him out on YouTube. He has been around for ages. He does wonderful, wonderful retro content and lots of buying guides and collecting guides, and you know, just overall very, very cool dude. I enjoy his channel immensely. But he was talking. Well, no, actually, no, this wasn't Metal Jesus Rocks. Somebody else. But same thing. It was it came up as one of his favorites for the system for several reasons, and I'm very happy to see that it was packed in. So, all right. So up next. I think you know, I'm gonna take a look at the Sega I've got, and we'll see about getting this one to work. Let's just go ahead, and I think the first thing that we're gonna do is I actually do have this. Not something I want to I have an OLED tablet that's just hanging out. Those screens are 120 to 150 bucks a pop, so I'm trying not to bust them. Very, very, very cool though. Okay, let's say all this. Oh, interesting. I got a bunch of feedback I've got to leave. And eBay is reminding me about. My cat is passed out, which is awesome. Let's grab an official Genesis power adapter here. That I bought from the devil themselves, DK Oldies. Before I or anybody really knew what a complete scam they were. But for power bricks, which I got a Sega and a Nintendo, imagine they're going to be just fine. As long as they work, I'm good. Okay, so let's just knock over the OLED tablet instead of maybe sticking that in a spot where it won't get knocked over. Toss that to the side. So, you know, I mean, yeah, I got this from DK Oldies, and I bought a third-party adapter for my own personal Genesis, and as expected, it was complete junk. As not expected, although after reading about it, I guess it was as expected. The audio interference is insane on it, and I bought this, and I haven't hooked it up yet. So this Sega came to me with apparently, yeah, there we go. Intermittent power issues, which I literally just saw, which to me says power switch is a little janky, probably needs a good clean. Okay, we got that, and then we're gonna grab our trusty, faithful, amazingly terrible. I think I even had this when I was growing up. David Robinson's basketball. Let's see if we can't get this to work. Yeah, I'm thinking this one's also going to be just another, excuse me, just another clean job. So there's the monitor. So once again, power switch is not working. I got to turn on for just a second, so there we go. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Sound? Thought I had a crappy controller line around too, but oof. Yeah, something's not right. That power switch is super jank. So it's either the switch or the actual soldering on the barrel plug. But judging from the way I've got to jiggle that up and down. Oof. Okay, so we've got some issues with this thing. That's fine. That's what we want at this place. We want consoles with issues, because otherwise, what the fuck is the point? This one is going to go up for very cheap sale. I bought it as kind of a quick flip, because generally no power, bad power issues are pretty easy to fix on these things. Now, I don't know if my fix-it screwdriver is going to work on this one. Okay, it will. Okay. Some of these recessed screws are just a pain in the butt. Crappy thing about working on Genesis is, as you're going to see, is that LED, the way that they do the LEDs is just a giant pain in the butt. And I hate it. But we don't really have much of a choice, although I think might be able to leave it alone and just pull the PCB out. Makes it kind of more of a pain, but so instead of basically leaving the LED soldered to a PCB or something, they kind of shove the legs of it through a JSD connector that provides power. So it's a real jank ass way, but cheap, I guess. And okay, well, I have all the screws. That's a good thing. I don't know what that is, but she trash. Okay, so now when I pull this off, okay, I'll show you here. You gotta be very careful. It's better to open the console, so you want to flip it this way. So if you do this, then you can see, ooh, this thing is dirty. So you can see basically the LED, the legs are pushed through this JSD connector. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just, yeah, I am gonna have to do this, because there is no way. Oh, actually, no, does this come off? I don't think this comes off. No, it doesn't. So you've got to literally just unbend these legs. Right? There's two of them. Then this connector just slides off like that. It is a ginormous pain in the butt, and then putting it back on is not much more fun. But that's it. That's all you need to do and be careful about. We'll use that box as a holder now. This thing is looking quite dirty. So I'm quite hopeful a good solid clean will save this one as well. I see some basic corrosion on the metal shielding, you know, pretty normal stuff. And I don't think they use stainless, so that is a good point. I think the motherboard screws are slightly smaller, but that's easy enough to remember. That one's felt a little stripped there, but could be wrong. Just pull you out. Alright, so let's see here. This guy has a little bit, looks like a little bit of Loctite, but I think it doesn't actually. No. That's hilarious. So Sega kind of broke off here and decided to do the same thing, but at least we'll know that the RF screw right here is the smallest of the bunch. You know, I'm trying to keep all the mobile and case screws separate so I can just kind of go at it later, but not really working out too good for me. And I'm seeing some minor corrosion on the cartridge connector, but that wasn't what was causing the issue. I'm going to take a look at this power switch here. Really what I think is the main problem. Okay. Oh. So now these discolored, oh, these are black. And they are also different. Neat. These go. Oh, do I need to even bother with that? I don't think I need to bother with that. Do I have to screw somewhere else that I'm missing? However, there's a penny in here. A literal penny just fell out of this thing. Okay. Good to know. Oh, okay, okay. There's a metal tab right here. There we go. Forgot about that. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, those wires are supposed to be there. These are actually done at the factory. Surprisingly, you don't see that very often these days. Ooh, wow, this switch is soldered to the board, which is interesting. What version is this? The ones that I've worked on before, this was actually, it actually floated. So I guess I am going to have to pull the PCB off at some point. Let's just do a quick test here. I mean, it very well could be. I wonder if that penny had anything to do with this. Alright, so be very careful with bare PCB and power running through it on these old consoles. Oh, crap. So, see, this is the other problem. I guess we'll just do it the hard way. I'm not going to bother bringing the monitor up. Maybe y'all hear it. That's plugging in okay, it looks like. Grab my test cart. Okay. Perfect. Boot it up first time. So, could be that penny was causing some issues. Now, I thought, I'll go check, see if I have it wired. Let's see here. There's my wireless one, but do I not have a wired? I swear to God, I had a wired one. Let's just bring this over and see if we can make this work. Well, that thing is loud. The Genesis was known for its audio. This is not a high definition audio system. It's definitely a later model. So this is potentially going to work. Okay. I just reset everything. Yep. She's working. pull the monitor up here so I can see a little bit better myself. Okay. Okay. Up, down, left, right's working. Okay, that's working. Everything seems to be functional on it. Okay, well, so I'm wondering how much of this was just that stupid effing penny floating around on the inside of this case. I can't tell you. And I'm going to pull the PCB out and give it a clean, I think is the proper thing to do. But for the time being, I'm going to fool around a little bit more with this power switch and make sure everything else is functioning, because that reset button didn't seem like it wanted to work either. I'm going to clean the cartridge slot out, because we're going to be cleaning the system, so might as well just refurb it as best as we can. Because again, this one is going on for sale. Definitely needs a dusting. Yeah, I mean it's like instant. It works instantly. Now this is the reset button, which is looking a little janky. No, the reset button's fine. Oop. That froze it. Yeah, now see now the oh no. That worked. Just took a second. Doesn't like being reset though, but that's a Sega thing, I think. Alright, we're gonna. Okay, that worked. Let's see if we'll get back to the menu again. No, there we go. Just takes a while for the software to load. One more time. Yeah, it's fine. Power switch is off. Turn off right away. We're gonna wait for the blue screen to come, and then we're gonna go pink. Instant black to. I think we're fine. I think that rogue penny was causing some serious problems or something, but we're gonna just basically. Well, I'll pull the PCB. This has definitely not been off before. Okay, now this is just, hold on. Okay, looking around for extra screws, don't really see any. Oh wait, I'm staring at two of them right in the middle of the cartridge slot. Are these the same size as these? They are, okay. So that's 3 different size screws. No, 4 different size screws that Sega used in this console. Okay. And that's the headphone jack, which we're gonna remove. Oh, see, hidden under the headphone jack, we have a screw. And what size are you? You are a Mobo size screw. Okay. Now will you come off? Yes. Well, she's crusty, she's dusty. Overall, okay. We'll clean you off too. But not really seeing that reset switch is pretty grody. The power switch itself is looking fine. Just checking the back of the board to see if maybe any like very evident cold joints are popping up. Man, there's a ton of fucking factory bodge works. It's hilarious how much hand soldered jumper wires are on this thing. Okay, well, I mean, to be quite honest, she is fine. I'm really not seeing anything here that's screaming out change me, but we've got some cleaning we've got to do, which first things first, let's start with the power switch area and the reset button, which is right here. And there's some coils and stuff in this area, so we've got to be careful we don't go too hard. We'll clean it out and do that. Same thing with this power switch. We'll drip some alcohol in there and just kind of rock the switch back and forth. Okay. And we're going to go cartridge slot here. Alcohol in you. And then we'll hit you up with that acid brush as well. Yeah, see, I can see a little bit of fuzz that came up off that cartridge slot. So let's grab this. That's just my acid brush here. I guess you guys can't really see that, huh? Kind of boring stuff, but just in case. So this acid brush again has these very nice long bristles. And then what we're going to do, we'll drip some alcohol in the slot. Most of this will probably come out the bottom, but we'll take this cartridge. And this is a literal $2 cartridge I got just to test. But it's a pretty decent way to kind of clean out any crap that might be in there. They do make these little cards that you can buy as well, but it's essentially the same thing. It's not something you want to do in a very expensive cartridge, but you know, all said and done, it's not going to really hurt much. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and bathe you in some alcohol pretty much. Clean up any of the dust floating around on the board. Blow you off with some hot air, maybe. Don't really need it, but kind of wanted to get more into this reset button area. I might go put that under the microscope too, real quick. RF shield needs a little scrubby scrub. That RF modulator's seen some better days, but we don't really care about that because most people are going to be using the DIN. Guess there might be some psychos out there that prefer the RF, but you know, to each their own, to each their own. I don't really think that's going to ever really be the case because RF sucks, but you know. Maybe somebody out there really wants to live that true vintage experience of choosing the correct channel on the TV and dealing with very poor graphics quality. You never know. You never know. Alright, let's set this expansion port here real quick with a little bit stiffer of a bristle. Unfortunately, I do not have the cover or the bay cover for this. I do on my own. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to basically spill some alcohol on the board and then just rub a brush up and down on it. Soak up any dust or residual grime. Maybe clean up potentially any leftover factory flux, although really kind of need to heat the board for that. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit this with some warm air. Kind of see some of that alcohol is looking a little brown on my mat. What is that? Is that a bug? Or a squash capacitor? I'm missing spots back here, I guess. Clean them off real quick. Kind of hard to show this on camera, but pretty boring. Just take my hot air station. I have it on 115 degrees Celsius, and full airflow. Just kind of just evaporating all the alcohol off. Hit up, yeah. There's some brown looking alcohol, so it cleaned off something on the board. That's for sure. Slightly easier with a nozzle on this thing, to be quite honest. Alright, that should be good. Should be good. So I had some questionable stuff on this board still. Something was sticky on here, feels like. Very well could be flux, but it's this. There's like just crud. Probably dislodged it when I was scraping around with the brush. There's a bristle, so that makes sense. Some of these legs on that Motorola chip are looking a little crusty, so let's get them under the microscope real quick. See what we got going on there, because I don't really, if I can see that with my naked eye, then let's see here. See, those look a little questionable too, but not too bad. But what I was looking at was more, and I think it's just probably dirt that I didn't get with the toothbrush, but you see how that's, yeah, it's just dirt. I'll get in there with the actual toothbrush, I think, but that's just dirt or dust. Traces look fine, pins look fine. Could be just residual flux too. But yeah, I think that's residual flux. Like, looking at this, I would explain why my hands are so sticky. So let's go. Let's just see if we can maybe clean this up a little bit better. Clean this back of this board up here too, because I've noticed some spots that my other brushes weren't really getting. Inside that DIN connector a little bit. Some alcohol in there. I think we're looking okay now. Cartridge lock connector looks fine. You all are looking a lot better. Okay. Yeah, just some 30-year-old flux or so. Yeah, my hands are literally covered in sticky stuff now. So we'll go set this off to the side. Then we'll begin the process of decrudifying the case. Now this RF shield should just lift right off. Yeah, there is some serious crud in this thing. So it's hard to tell, but is that a leaf? I think that's a leaf. I was hoping it wasn't a bug shell. I mean, there's some serious crud right there. But I mean, nothing out of the ordinary for a console of this age, quite honest, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'm going to have to probably get more alcohol is my guess, so let's just do that. I'm using a lot of it today. I'm probably going to have to use a toothbrush on this stuff because paper towel's not going to get in there good enough. Whew, stinks. Yes, as you can see, the paper towel is pretty gross right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. You don't want to lose this. Thankfully, it stayed in place for me. You won't be able to buy a new one. Yeah, we're going to have to grab a toothbrush, and we're going to use a toothbrush in this corner. Drop some good amount of alcohol in there. Lord knows what it really was. More alcohol, maybe. I mean, soda. Some of that stuff is kind of... It is pretty crusty along the edges as well, looking at it. So, like, flipping around here. So, like, all the edges around the controller port and the headphone jack, it's all real crusty. So something could have gotten spilled in here, maybe. Could just be normal dirt. We're just going to go ahead and clean as best as we can. Okay, so let's wipe down a little bit here. Soak up any of the dirt this loosens up. Okay. Like, Okay, okay. Just going through this as much as I can to, see, like, I'm seeing, like, just in these corner screw posts and stuff, like, it's kind of hard to get. Maybe that's another job for the acid brush here. It a little bit longer bristles that are more flexible. The only reason I don't like these acid brushes is they tend to lose their bristles very quick, so you're cleaning up bristles at the end of it, which I guess isn't that big of a deal, but you know, it's hilarious. I probably clean my consoles better than I clean my own house. My ex is watching this, she'd probably be rolling her eyes at the amount of cleaning I'm doing on these things. But this is fun. Vacuuming carpet is not fun. Almost lost that again. Let's do this. Stick you back in there. Okay. I mean, yeah, we're looking fine. We'll clean the outside of the console. I mean, we got all that crap up from the inside. Now this is the bottom shield. Oof. So this thing is super crusty. I'm gonna have to get more alcohol. I know I am. So let's just go ahead and first just douse you in alcohol. Seems to be the recurring theme of the day. Bathe in alcohol. Isopropyl baths sound absolutely terrifying. Yeah, let's just go ahead and same thing on this side. This is starting to fall apart now. Problem with these paper towels. I should probably get some blue cloth, some actual microfiber. But these work well enough and they're cheaper and I don't have to wash them. Okay. I mean, there's really no rescuing it from any of the existing corrosion, unfortunately. It just kind of is what it is on that. But we got the dust up, crust up. And this guy, do this. Okay. So the left-hand side will have the little tab that we built up, and it's indexed for you, so you really can't put it in wrong. Okay. So we'll grab our main board here. Okay. I guess we can start screwing you back together. Slide you in like so. You had a little holder for you, and we need to grab some elbow screws, or medium-sized ones, or I guess no, you only have one truly small one, but okay, so we'll do that first, and that way, okay, you slide it just fine. Oh, actually, you know what? I say all this, but let's clean off this. So basically, mini Hall effect sensors, sort of. So this little guy's the headphone jack volume, which I know probably no one's ever going to use, but I don't even think I used it when I was a kid. A little bit of alcohol. Just kind of rub the wiper up and down on it. Should be fine. Generally pretty sturdy. So we got you. What is my biggest Phillips? I might have to go grab another, but you know what? Got to figure out how much of this So I do know what I could do real quick. Cartridge slot and the power supply shield. Cool. So you come over here. Okay, now I do see something I need to pull out because that is metal and I don't know where you came from. That is not good to have floating around on the inside, that is for sure. Damn sure. So, now, well, these are a lot stiffer going in than did coming out. Well, that one did anyway. This one's fine. One more. Should just be right here. Whatever, that's in fine. I do wonder if I did maybe swap some of those, but they were the same length, so it shouldn't freaking matter. No, oh, that's fine. I was looking over here, I saw some empty holes. I was like, oh, does that barrel plug need to get filled in? But no, that's just, I guess, a slightly different design in this. I don't know. She's okay, though. Alright, so now I want to grab the other metal shield. Basically, just got to check what screws I need to put in place here. I'm assuming that a lot of this is, I wonder if all of these are, would make sense. Okay. Coming together. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do, not make that mistake again. This is the smallest one. You go up here. Right in the RF. You know, I did that. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I am going to undo my work here. I think I have the LED connection not right. At least I want to, yeah, I want to, there we go. That's better. Okay. I don't know why I thought I had to bring it through the middle there, but you don't. Oh, wait. Two of these? This one went back here. No, there's just the one. What screws into that? I'm not going to really question it. I don't think I have any extra screws anyhow. Okay, you're good. Let's go ahead and screw you down. Oh, shit. Shit. Okay. I'm screwing up left and right here today on this system. So if you remember, there's a tab on that left-hand side, and I did not get this situated right. I thought everything felt a little off. There we go. Now we're situated right, so we should just be able to screw you back in. Alright, and you're still looking. No, come on. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're good. Okay. Did it go this way or did it go this way? I think it went this way. I don't think it matters. Oh, it does matter. Okay, so it was right. Is this the tiny one? This is the tiny one. Let's get you up top here. Okay. Got you. Just kind of getting a better view of the back here. I should have two more. I do. Okay. Still feel like I'm potentially missed a screw, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, that went fine. Alright, this guy, did this guy go up top here? Maybe this guy went up top here. It fits. Look around, make sure I'm not. Oh, I am. I'm an idiot. No, this guy does not go here. Although it wouldn't really hurt. He goes right here, actually. I want to be 100% correct. Maybe 100% correct. I'm not sure. However, we now need to wipe this shielding off, which I probably should have done before I screwed it in, but most of this is just straight up just dust. I'm not going to clean up this corrosion. There's no point. There's really not much I could do about it. I could wire brush it off or whatever, but that's not hurting anything, to be quite honest. God, I hate saying that too. I hate that freaking phrase over and over again. To be quite honest. God, you sound like a idiot sometimes. Well, I am an idiot, but you sound more of an idiot than you should. Okay. Alright, that should take care of that. So now I need to grab the top shell of this. And now we get to do the fun part, which I absolutely hate. And I always feel like I'm going to mangle the crap out of it, but so this connector has two little holes for the legs to go into. and it is quite a trick to get them in again. So I like to put the main console in front of you and then flip up the lid, so the lid's on your chest pretty much, and then you can kind of just slot one of the legs in as best as you can. Okay, once you get one in, then you should be able to bend the other to get there too. But, and here comes the tricky part. Because the legs are going to be kind of wavy since you, there we go. Okay, that one's slid on pretty good. But you are going to potentially run into a bit of a problem at the end where the legs are bent, where we're bent. The plug doesn't want to slide down as easy, so grab a tweezer and then push the flat part of it on the white plug and then push down with that, and that should help it. And then you just bend the legs back. Make sure they don't touch. Okay. Perfect. Okay, that's all I need to do for that. Yeah, that power switch feels way better now. Let's just go ahead and do a quick little sanity test before I really screw everything back. Oh, no. See, it's doing it again. It's mostly working. I got the break for just a second. So let's take a look. No. Yeah. No, there's not much to look at. It's pretty. I don't think there's anything to tighten. Something like a screw or something to tighten this down. It's a little wobbly in the socket, but there's nothing for me to do. It's just. Okay, well, try it again. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I could potentially replace that switch, maybe, but I think we're fine. I think we just got a little unlucky there. Okay. Calling that one good. That was a very quick fix. So I don't know if it was dirt or if that penny that came out of the damn thing was really causing some problems. Penny was definitely not doing any favors, but I don't know if that was actually causing any issues or not. I mean, it could have. The switch definitely feels more solid now. Yeah, looking okay. That's one of the nice things about the recessed holes. You can just drop your screws in and work as you go. That should already be tightened. It is. Okay. So then now, of course, we've got to give the final itsy bitsy sanity test here, so we can see that that red light comes on every freaking time. Okay. Alrighty, and let's grab well, I really made a mess of things down here already. There you are. Doesn't take long for cables to get tangled. I mean, I swear to God, they just have a mind of their own sometimes. Okay, okay. Grab our crappy copy of David Robinson's Basketball, and we will see what happens. All right. I mean, I'm saying she's good. I'll be putting this one. Come on. It takes forever to load this one. The reset button's not working. And now I've got no power. See? So, not 100% fixed. Reset button not working though is kind of bumming me out. Yeah, like yeah, see now it's yeah, it's just not okay. I think it's like not sitting down all the way. Which would make sense given the reset button's not working either. Okay, so that's not fixed yet. It's like it's not making like good enough contact with the switch, and it's like sliding over top of it or something. It's getting to be quitting time for me anyhow. But the good thing about this guy is that it's a functional console. Power button's a little janky, but that's not a huge deal. As long as we're getting, the video and the audio works, so you're able to play games with it. So there is that. could maybe try the other. I really don't want to mess with the LED much anymore. I'm trying to think what I could do here. Because this thing works. Without a doubt, every time when I flick the actual switch, so if I grab a pair of tweezers here, flick the actual switch, nothing. Ah, so there is an issue with the switch. Oh. There is an issue with the switch. Well, I'll see, but maybe. No, reset's not wanting to work now. Interesting. It works, but it's so. Yeah, then I think it gets stuck in some sort of weird loop or something. You gotta kill the power and. So the power switch is a little janky on this. I'm gonna have to find a new power switch. It seems to work until it doesn't want to. Now the reset button's working. I don't know, something's still a little janky here. So what happens if I put the cover back on? That's every time now, but yeah, see there is a way to get it to break. Okay, so well, see, now I'm getting no signal even though the power's on. Did I just fry it? There we go. Yeah, let's see, the reset button is 100% jacked on this. So I don't know what's... Power button's mostly fine, but... Okay, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. And figure out if I can get a replacement power switch and reset button. Because I think... So if I had to hazard a guess, the little metal disc inside that reset button is flattened out over time, and unfortunately is no longer making good enough contact with the actual button. I have to push it. If I push it with my finger, it works. So it means that the button is still somewhat functional, but since it's not working with the actual button, I'm kind of convinced it's damaged. And unfortunately, there's really not much you can do to repair them, if I remember right. So you just kind of have to replace it. So I'm gonna have to see if I can't locate one. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go find those parts essentially. I'm missing a screw now, it feels like. I don't know how that's possible. Oh no, there it is. It is just hiding from me. Yeah. That's slightly disappointing, but not really. I mean, it's behaving exactly as the seller described it, which I got this from a Goodwill up in like Minnesota or something like that. Oh no, is my microscope? No, she's still alive. Okay. Let's do one real quick other thing too. I'm gonna just see if maybe getting the case screwed down tight is enough to... Alrighty, let's do this. Okay. So power comes on. Yeah, nothing I'm doing is getting that reset button to make contact, but yeah, see, you kind of make it happen. I think that power switch is largely okay. There's just a way, it's just like, I might just, I don't know, it could be this piece as well. But we'll do some research on that for next week. However, I think I'm just going to end it there today. It was a very fun day for me. It was nice to work on some retro systems again. That Master System was an absolute joy to work on. I'm going to have to message that guy and let him know I got it functional again, and figure out how I'm going to work it into my retro collection. but I did enjoy today. I was hoping to maybe get to the Game Boy Color printer I had, but I don't know, not enough time. And I just also am realizing I don't have the 6 AA batteries that you need to make that one work. So that will just have to be for another time. So I'm going to do some research on the Sega, see if I can't find myself a replacement power and reset switch. And maybe next week we shall get that one fully functioning again with 0 hiccups, because I don't like it. Works, don't get me wrong, it works, but I just don't like that there's the potential for it not to work. So I would much rather have that thing fire up 100% every time that power switch got flicked. And even though it seems like all that's really going on is the switch kind of gets out of some sort of position and stops making good contact to form the circuit. So, if I'm going to sell this to somebody, I want them to have complete confidence that every time they flick that power switch, it's gonna boot for them. And again, if I do manage to find that switch, it'll probably be pretty cheap. So it's worth it for me. I'm not really selling these to make tons of profit or anything like that, but if I can make a couple bucks, great. And I want somebody who buys it off me to be very, very happy that they did not get ripped off or feel like they got ripped off. So, well, I will see you guys next week. Thank you very much for anybody who came by, spent some time with me, wrote a comment, whatever. It's all good to have you in. Hopefully I will be back next Saturday to start off the mods again.